What's up, everyone? Hello, hello. Good to be here. What's up, everyone? This is going to be a fun video. I'm going to give everyone about 30 seconds before I start the teaching. Good to have everyone on. Welcome, welcome, everyone. What's going on, everyone? Hello, hello. Greetings from Finland. Good to have you on. Well, welcome. This video, we're going to talk about the law of attraction and the power of the law of attraction. Before I go there, I just want to introduce myself. If this is your first time viewing me, my name is Justice Mangan. I currently live here in Seguin, Texas, here in the United States. I have two beautiful, magnificent, healthy sons. I've been experimenting as a plant-based vegan now for about 20 years. And I absolutely love to positively impact people's lives. I love to encourage people to live at their greatest divine potential and capabilities. And about 22 years ago, everyone, my life started changing. I started experimenting with detoxification, nutritional replenishment while eating live, living, real food, living energy, living lights, sounds, and colors that come from the living nature of raw, organic, high-quality, plant-based whole foods. So my life really started changing about 22 years ago. But before I started taking action, I came across one book. I don't know if you guys know who Dr. Wayne Dyer is, but Dr. Wayne Dyer came into my life around 19 years old. I started reading a book called The Power of Intentions that shifted the way I started thinking and asking questions. So I came across that book. I came across another book called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About by Kevin Trudeau. I highly recommend everyone reading that book, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. Came across that book about 20 years ago. And I grew up just like most Americans do, just like most of the Western culture does, and a lot of the Eastern culture. I grew up eating animal products. I grew up eating even human DNA. I didn't know I was eating human DNA, but there are human DNA, artificial sweeteners and artificial colors and artificial flavors in fake processed toxic foods. So if you don't know that, everyone, there is not just animal DNA, but human DNA that are making these processed foods in factories, chemical labs, produced on factory conveyor belts, produced to the masses. They make it very cheaply, and then they produce it to the masses. And it causes all kinds of pain and discomfort, diseases, sicknesses, and illnesses. And that's what happened to me at a very early age. So I started reading some books. I started doing my due diligence. I started researching, investigating, and researching and investigating and seeking truth and diving deep for a very long time. And it got me to a place where I cured myself from many sicknesses, diseases, and illnesses that were forming in my body at a very young age. So I started assisting people and leading and guiding and teaching people about 12 years ago. 12 years ago, I started really showing others how to detox, not just physically, but at the root emotional soul level of our pure essence, of our pure existence. Because you and I, we're not a physical body. We are a physical body experiencing our own individuality in a physical realm in this particular dimension. But who we really are is not even our spiritual body. Who we really are is a soul. And when you become emotionally aware and observant that you are a soul that has no gender, that we have at the soul level, we have masculine and feminine qualities and attributes. Or you can say masculine and feminine emotions. Or you can say masculine and feminine energetic vibrational frequencies. Okay? We are multidimensional beings experiencing ourselves in a very intimate, personal, individuality way. We're expressing ourselves and growing and evolving individually through choices and decisions that we want to experience in our awake state and sleep state. So I came across some teachings about 12, 13 years ago called the Divine Truth Teachings that were lost on this earth plane about 2,000 years ago. Now, the creator of these teachings was our soul brother, not God, but our soul brother, Yeshua ben Joseph, and his soulmate, Mary Magdalene. These teachings have been lost, destroyed, burnt, misrepresented, and purposely controlled for hidden agendas for other soul brothers and sisters of ours that have their own hidden agendas in their own addictions of power and control, greed, and domination of the world. And this is why our soul brother, Yeshua ben Joseph, was murdered 2,000 years ago, because he was affecting the monetary empire at that time. Just like how we have people now being assassinated and murdered because they're speaking up about the unloving system. And if you have a big following, just like Yeshua did 2,000 years ago, and you're disrupting the taxation corporations, if you're disrupting the monetary system, if you're disrupting government law, there's a high possibility you might be murdered. And so Yeshua, who was not just affecting, the monetary system and teaching people and showing people that this is an unloving system. He was also teaching the divine truth principles on how each and every individual has an opportunity to do exactly what he has done. Everyone does. Everyone has an opportunity to become at one with God. Everyone has an opportunity to become at one with their soulmate in the physical body. Everyone has an opportunity to become perfected in God's love, to become perfected in consciousness awareness, or you can call it emotional intelligence or emotional sensitivity, which is the true universal multiverse language, is emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, emotional observation, emotional sensitivity. You can say energetic vibrational frequencies of language, but there is a difference between energy and emotions. It is all energy vibrating at different frequencies from a scientific perspective. But when you are talking about a soul, you want to talk about emotions. Because when we're diving deep in emotions and allowing the emotions to show us what's happening in every moment of our life, whether it's satisfactory or unsatisfactory, whether it's loving or unloving, whether it's truthful or untruthful, the body will communicate through feelings and emotions whether something is in harmony or in resonance of the truth, of love. You are an instrument. You are a musical instrument of light, color, and sound. You are your own musical instrument, and we're learning how to tune ourselves in to this divine architect that created the highest divine laws that govern our soul, that govern the multiverse in every moment of our life. Not just the mechanics and the framework and the operations and the cleansiness and the structure of the multiverse. There are higher divine laws that you and I can tap into that Yeshua ben Joseph and his soulmate Mary Magdalene were teaching 2,000 years ago before that information was destroyed. I came across these teachings about 12 years ago, And I started challenging it, confronting it, and experimenting with it in my sleep state and awake state. And then I came to figure out through my own personal experimentation, because we are our own spiritual scientists, we are our own guru, we are our own doctors. I came to figure out through my own personal experimentation that what I was learning and what I was experimenting and seeing and feeling is absolute truth. And there are absolute truths, everyone, okay? And absolute divine truth is infinite. Because the divine architect, the divine programmer, this divine living being that you can say is our oversoul parent, that is our true mother and father, this entity that you and I can have a personal, emotional, high integrity relationship with, she's infinite. This Father is infinite. You and I have the ability and the opportunity to receive love from an entity, a living entity that created our souls for the rest of our existence. You and I have the opportunity to receive absolute divine truth about the unknowns and the mysteries of this world, of ourselves, of the multiverse, and how things operate and function throughout the multiverse, reaching higher levels of love and ecstasy and bliss, because God is infinite. Truth is infinite. There are levels of truth. There are levels of love. There are levels of humility. Just like there are levels of anger, levels of fear, levels of grief, levels of depression. It's just, we live in a multiverse where there's levels of existence. Just like how we have the soil, and there's levels of life in the soil. You get on ground, there's levels of life on ground. You move up in the air, there's levels of life in the air. You move above the air, and there's levels of life in other dimensional locations. And these dimensional locations, you can call them worlds, spheres. You can call them what you want to call them, but they're real realities, existences, dimensions of their own time and space and condition and locality. There are there are floating cities. I've seen them. There are floating cities. Like time works differently when you're raising yourself in love in these frequencies. The reason why I am breaking it down like this in the foundation of the law of attraction is because I want everyone to know that the law of attraction that is working in everyone's life is actually God's messenger of truth. This is how you can heal yourself with God. Is you got to be intellectually and emotionally observant in every moment of your life, because every moment is for you. Every moment is for you. It's not against you. Every present gift, every moment is communicating to you on all levels of your existence through your multidimensional life. It's communicating to you 24/7. It's God's messenger of truth to show you what you're suppressing, denying, and avoiding in your emotional pure passions, and also in your emotional injuries, in your emotional wounds, your traumas, your sins, living out of harmony with God's love and truth. Everything is communicating to us on an energetic frequency. Everything is communicating to us when you tap into your emotions. Emotions is the true language of everything. It's feelings and emotions. It's your emotions that you can tap into to figure out what is the best, most intuitive, loving next action step for you in your progression. Because it will be different for you than with me. Because you and I are making choices and decisions on a moment-to-moment basis that are completely different. Completely different. So your path is different than my path. Eventually, when you tap into your emotions and you're working with the highest divine laws with God and throughout this multiverse, we do have an opportunity to sync up and walk the same path. But most of the times, everyone is walking their own path based on individual choices and decisions that they're making, whether it's loving or unloving choices. So, your law of attraction is showing you who you really are inside. So, if your law of attraction is showing you that you get easily frustrated, easily annoyed, easily irritated, then you're avoiding your anger. If your law of attraction is showing you that if I'm angry, then I must be judging myself. And if I'm judging myself and I'm angry at others, then I must be judging others and I must be angry at myself. And there might be a potential possibility that if I'm angry at myself and I'm angry at others, there's probably a potential possibility that I'm still angry at mommy and daddy. That I'm still angry at my family generational bloodline, that I'm still angry at my childhood, that I'm still angry at the unloving governments, the monetary system, the bills, the prison system, the media, all of the lies and the control and the corruption, all of the manipulation, all of the abuse that we had to attain. Your law of attraction is showing you through your interactions with your children, where you're still avoiding fully experiencing your anger and rage. Your anger is your guide. Your anger is your friend. You got to appreciate and honor the process of healing, everyone. Your law of attraction is showing you where you're avoiding and suppressing and denying your anger, your rage. Rage against the military, rage against the police officers, rage against God, rage against other soul brothers and sisters of ours that we call spirits that live in another dimensional location that are harming you, causing havoc in your life because you're not protecting yourself and allowing yourself to go through your childhood tantrums to fully experience and emotionally release the anger and rage inside of you. You're avoiding the communication that God is giving to you in every moment of your life through the message of your law of attraction, through the interactions of your spouse, your job, your business, your poor health, lack of money, not being able to pay your bills on time. This is how we embrace responsibility. We have to fall in love being responsible in the process and in the journey of exploring ourselves in high emotional integrity. It's all about being honest, being truthful to yourself, to others, and to the divine creator. You got to be truthful in what your law of attraction is showing you. There's an emotion inside of you that you're avoiding to fully feel through, that your law of attraction is showing you with your interactions with your kids. And the anger that you're suppressing and denying and avoiding, and you're not giving yourself permission to experience without harming yourself or others or your environment, it is emotionally blocking you from fully feeling all of your fears, all of the terrors. So what do we have fear around? Fear of physical pain, fear of growing in old age, fear of being disabled or handicapped when we're growing older, fear of death, fear of God, fear of spirits attacking us, fear of being murdered, fear of being homeless, fear of, being attacked by animals, fear of spiders and snakes. You're blocking yourself from fully feeling the fear of your childhood, the fear of men, women, the fear of women, the fear of, people saying no to you, the fear of not getting what you want, the fear of not living in your full potential, the fear of not having financial freedom, the fear of not living in complete sovereignty, the fear of not living in dynamic, vibrant health. So your anger is blocking your ability to fully feel through your fears. Anger is your guide, fear is your friend. All emotions are created equal. No emotions go above any other emotion. It's just communication of information. It's communication of energy. So what is your life communicating to you right now in this moment? Because if you're suppressing and denying and avoiding your anger and fear, you are suppressing the root cause of your grief at the core level that was established the moment you were incarnated in your mother's womb. So you're not giving yourself permission to cry out the root cause of your grief because you're highly emotionally addicted to living in your anger and fear. Why is the majority of people highly addicted to living emotionally in their anger and fear? Because it gives them power. Because they're emotionally addicted to living in power, to living in control, because they don't want to feel powerless. They don't want to feel hopelessness, because those are deep childhood wounds that was established when they were children, when mommy and daddy was yelling at them, screaming at them, physically punishing them, abusing them, isolating them, grounding them, taking their stuff away. They don't want to feel powerless. They don't want to feel hopelessness. So we get emotionally addicted to living in our anger because it satisfies an emotional addiction of being powerful. We can control ourselves. We can control others. We give ourselves permission to yell and scream at others when we want to. It gives us power. Because we don't want to confront the root cause of our grief, that we weren't really loved growing up. We had parents, we had authority figures and caregivers that chose their addictions, they chose their attachments, and they chose their codependency issues in relationships and with material things, than really loving you at its purest divine form. They taught you how to sacrifice yourself, how to people please. They taught you how to abuse yourself. They taught you to degrade yourself in self-love and self-worth, how to disrespect yourself, how not to honor your physical temple, your spiritual temple, and your soul essence. They taught you that if you didn't agree with them, that you wouldn't get any love or attention or affection. They would disapprove of you. They would separate themselves from you. This is what is taught to most children across the world. And this is why people get sick. This is why people have diabetes. This is why people have heart disease, lung cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, weight issues. Because they're not dealing with the root emotional trauma that was established the moment they were being bombarded with all of these emotional injuries and traumas coming from mommy and daddy, coming from our family generational bloodline, coming from our environment, the moment we were incarnated in our mother's womb. This is why children scream and cry when they're giving birth in an unloving hospital. Because the children are feeling all of these emotional projections and they're being bombarded with all of these emotional traumas, and the child is being overwhelmed with emotions of anger, rejection, abandonment, fear, and grief. And the child doesn't know what to do but just yell and scream. And that's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what the adult needs to do. They need to let go and surrender all of their physical and emotional addictions, all of your spiritual and religious addictions, and you need to let go and surrender in that childlike pain. You got to yell and scream. You got to curse. You got to write it out. You got to punch your pillow. You got to scream in your pillow. You got to remove yourself in the car. You got to go to a grocery store. You got to go to a park. You got to yell and scream in your car. All of that anger and rage is inside of you, and it's causing your sicknesses. It's causing your food addictions. It's causing your alcohol addictions, your drug addictions, your sexual addictions, your pornography addictions, over sexually pleasing yourself. That's an addiction. It's causing all of your spiritual addictions. Yes, there are spiritual addictions. People that meditate for 3 or 4 hours a day, people that go to church every day, a lot of these people zen out and they're not diving deep into spiritual progression. They're living in a facade. They're living in lies. They're living in positive affirmations. They're reading personal development books and spiritual development books, and they're trying to gain all of this knowledge and wisdom, and they're going to acupuncturists and energy healers, and all of these tools are great. All of them are great. But if you're not emotionally sensitive and emotionally allowing yourself to fully feel all of the harm and pain that others have caused you, and all of the harm and pain that you've caused yourself and others, you are not going to get down to the root cause of your grief and give yourself permission to cry out the root cause of your grief, that you were not loved growing up. You weren't loved. You weren't even liked at times. And there have been multiple times you were actually hated by your mom and dad, by your grandparents, by authority figures, by your teachers, by your coaches. How does that make you feel? You weren't loved. They chose their addictions over you. Now, we're not here to blame equal soul brothers and sisters of ours. We're not here to blame them. We're not here to give them, we're not here to minimize it either. We're not here to justify it or give our parents any excuses. We're not here to blame anyone. All I'm encouraging you to do is to take responsibility. You gotta fall in love while being responsible for your own healing. You gotta fall in love with the journey. You gotta fall in love with the process. You gotta fall in love with the present, the moment, the gift. You gotta be in the now. You gotta be in the now. Just seeing the truth, acceptance allows for accountability. Correct. Zen out, concept, too real. Yeah, you got it. This is what people do. I used to do it. When I first got on this path 20 years ago, it was all about nutrition, detoxification, fasting, and meditation. I was zenning out. I was changing. I was transforming. I was reaching certain levels, but I wasn't getting to the core. I wasn't manifesting the things that I want easily and effortlessly like I am now. I wasn't getting to the core of my issue. I was still working on surface issues, physical surface issues. Now, there are physical laws that operate in our existence, but there are higher laws that dominate the physical laws that work around energy. This is why we get into energy healing, because energy healing works on a higher law, on a physical. But when you start working at the highest divine laws, emotionally, emotions over-dominate energetic laws, vibrational frequency laws, and physical laws, like nutritional laws, detoxification, and fasting. So when you're working with the highest divine laws of love, the law of repentance, the law of forgiveness, the law of humility, the law of truth, the law of compensation, the law of attraction. When you're working with the highest divine laws and you're doing it intimately and personally with high emotional integrity with the divine living being that is our true oversoul parent, when you're working with the highest laws, everything else comes in play. Everything else on an energetic vibrational frequency gets in harmony. Everything else on a physical, nutritional, lack of minerals, lack of nutrients, lack of protein, all of that in the physical body lives in harmony. And so when you're working with the highest laws of repentance and forgiveness, which basically means an individual just taking personal responsibility of their own sins, instead of running to a religion or a guru or a shaman or some sort of energy healer to save me from my own pain. When you take responsibility for your own repentance and forgiveness process by allowing yourself to fully feel all of the harm and pain that others have caused you, so you can start forgiving them in your tears. When you start going through your own personal repentance process by fully feeling all of the harm and pain that you've caused yourself and others, animals, insects, your environment, distancing yourself from God, then you can start crying in your own forgiveness for yourself, because you're taking full ownership and accountability and responsibility of releasing these emotional injuries that were established the moment you were incarnated in your mother's womb. And this is how you break the cycle. This is how you break the family cycle as a father, as a mother. This, you give the opportunity for your children to grow up realizing that the emotional sensitivity is our true power, is our true heart source, is our true connection. So you give your children the opportunity to yell and scream when they need to yell and scream in their own private room. You get the opportunity, you teach children how to yell and scream, how to get their anger out, how to get their fears out, how to fully feel through their fears while they're shaking in fear when they're confronting the worst case scenarios. You give children permission to cry without smacking them across the face, telling them to shut up and to be silent, or getting out a belt and abusing them, or isolating them, or grounding them, or taking their stuff away. What you do is you teach them through communicating to them how to fully feel through their emotions, so we break the generational cycles, and then you and I can grow a utopian, divine, paradise, heaven in this world. It's already happening. We're already infiltrating ourselves in a corrupted system inside, and then we're blossoming out. So all of those people that are getting angry and they're like picketing and doing all of these marches and they're rioting, those people are just, they're acting out in anger. They're not fully experiencing the anger in their own private, secluded way with God. No, what they're doing is they're projecting their anger on their spouses, on their children, on government, on the media, on the pharmaceutical companies, on the vaccination companies, on the military, and they're picketing and rioting, and they're making all of these angry videos on social media, and because they're living in their emotional addiction in rage. The rage fuels them. The anger fuels them. Why? Because they're addicted to being in control. They're addicted to living in their angry power, because they don't want to feel powerless. They don't want to feel like they're losing control. They don't want to feel like what they felt like as a kid. Hopeless, powerless, out of control. I can't save myself. I can't protect myself as mommy and daddy are yelling at me, screaming at me, hitting me, potentially sexually abusing me, throwing me across the room. This happens, everyone. So these are deep childhood wounds that the adult needs to fully express in order for us to change this world. And it's your law of attraction that's showing you through your interactions in every moment of your life what you're still avoiding, what you're still suppressing and denying. The law of attraction is God's messenger of truth. I encourage you all to say that 3 times out loud. Your law of attraction is God's messenger of truth, showing you what you're emotionally avoiding in your pure passions, joys, and happiness, and also in your emotional pains and traumas that you're avoiding. This is why I'm so dedicated in nutrition. This is why I detox physically. This is why I eat live, living, real food, and I stay away from processed foods as much as I can. I stay away from processed animal products, processed human DNA that's in our processed food for artificial colors, flavorings, sweeteners. It's in our food, everyone. It's fake food filled with toxins and chemicals that are made in factories. And it's purposely designed this way. It's purposely designed this way. From unloving brothers and sisters of ours that control the major monopolies of the world. They have very, very unloving intentions. These bloodline families that control the empires of the world, they do not have your best interest. They don't. Because they're living in their own addictions. They're living in their own sins. They don't want to take responsibility for the pain that they're causing themselves and others. They enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy the greed, the self-centeredness, the selfishness. They enjoy spreading lies. They enjoy it. And they're causing the sicknesses and diseases in this world. And all we have to do is say no. We use our time, energy, and money to cast our vote. It's our time, energy, and money, talents to cast our vote. You just stop supporting them. You stop purchasing their products and services. You stop purchasing their products and services. And you should have a desire to eat all organic. Even if you're still eating animal products, you want to eat organic. If you're going to still eat processed foods, you want to eat organic. But I do highly encourage everyone to start eating the superfoods that I have been eating for the past 3 years. Real food. High vibrational frequency food. Living energy. Living nutrients. Living enzymes. Living minerals. Living information. Living lights. Colors and sound. And their own geometric organic structure that works perfectly in harmony with your body. How your brain operates, how your heart operates, how your blood flows, how your gut operates, gives the opportunity to detox your cells, to repair your organs, to repair your entire body a lot quicker, easily and effortlessly and efficiently with living plants, living communication. You want to eat the rainbow of light at its purest, rawest, high quality form. Because once you start putting in living energy and living water and living structured water in your body, what happens is you'll start detoxing physically. You'll get better sex, better sleep, better rest, better energy. Your cholesterol will go normal. Your blood pressure will go normal. Your diabetes will go away. Brain fog will go away. Constipation will go away. You'll lose weight. You'll maintain the weight. And look, it will change your life. But on a deeper level, it will help bring emotions to the surface that have been blocked up and frozen within your body. So as you're detoxing physically, on a deep spiritual, emotional level, you'll start detoxing emotionally. And once you start detoxing emotionally, then that's when real progression in healing starts. Because now you're on a physical surface, but now when you start working on a spiritual, emotional surface with God, and you allow yourself to experience and fully feel all of your anger and fear and grief without harming yourselves or others or your environment, then that's when you become reborn again. You have an opportunity to become Christ-like. You have an opportunity to expand your consciousness, to expand your heart source. You have an opportunity to expand your imagination, your creativity, your prosperity, abundance, and wealth. You have an opportunity to expand your intelligence, intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence. You have an opportunity to expand your spiritual gifts, your mediumship abilities, your channeling abilities, your healing abilities, your communication skills, your listening skills. You have the opportunity to grow in forgiveness, compassion, more empathy, more patience, more clarity, more confirmation. You'll be able to see the magic that is communicating to us in every moment of our life. Because you expanded your sight, you expanded all of your chakra points, you're gaining more chakra points, which basically means energetic movements. You're gaining it, you're attaining it, you're allowing it. And you're getting closer with the Creator. You're getting closer with yourself. You're living in your pure passions, joys, and happiness. You're not worrying about money. You're not worrying about paying the next bill. You're not worrying about, what your children are going to choose to do when they get older. You're not living in fear any longer because you felt through it. You felt through it. So, my beautiful soul family, you have an opportunity in front of you. You have an opportunity to collaborate with me, to be supported by me, to build a genuine, sincere friendship, to celebrate our successes and wins together. You have an opportunity to make a passive residual income every week and every month, implementing what I'm teaching to you. You have an opportunity for financial freedom, spiritual freedom, nutritional freedom. It's right here in front of you, everyone. Don't sabotage yourself. Don't ignore it. Just take action. Take action and ask for more information, and I will give it to you freely. I will give it to you freely. So there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of love here. A lot of beauty here. There are many black sheep out in the world that are lost and confused, and they don't know what to do with their life, and they don't know who to seek for help and assistance and support. What I'm offering you guys is I'm offering you an opportunity to embrace your black sheep and to reach out to all of the black sheep out there that are lost and confused, that want help and assistance in all levels of their life. I used to be that guy. I used to be lost and confused. I used to doubt myself. I used to lack in self-worth and self-love and self-respect. I was a people pleaser. I laughed at everything when the joke wasn't even funny because I just wanted them to like me and love me. Now I'm speaking truth. Now I don't care whether they even murder me or kidnap me. I don't care. I don't care about people's projections any longer. I care about speaking truth. I care about speaking love. I care about humbling myself in compassion and gentleness and softness. And I care about spreading this message as fast as I can throughout the entire world using the free technology that we have in front of us to connect with our soul family that want to be part of this tribe that I'm sharing with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you all have an opportunity to become rich and prosperous and wealthy and healthy while being energy healers, Reiki practitioners, acupuncturists, life coaches, transformational life coaches, emotional healers, whether you want to be a shaman or a plant medicine facilitator, whether you want to get in massage work, That's all great. What I'm giving you is I'm giving you an opportunity to implement a passive residual opportunity in nutrition, detoxification. Implement it in your life, implement it in your businesses, implement it with your family, share it with your family and friends, and start allowing your money to work for you. Start allowing energy to work for you. Start allowing prosperity and wealth and abundance work for you. Because money is just energy. It's the human with their intentions that makes it unloving or loving. It's not the money that's bad. It's the human that's bad. It's the human. It's not the knife that is bad. You can use the knife to cut fruit, to eat delicious, raw, organic, pure fruit. Or you can use that knife to stab someone. It's not the knife that is bad. It's the human that makes unloving decisions and choices. So it's not money that's the issue. It's you. It was me. So we got to fall in love with the responsibility of leading ourselves. Because once we fall in love with the responsibility of leading ourselves, we can fall in love with the responsibility to support others, to lead and guide others, to celebrate with others, to dance and sing and laugh with others when we're celebrating our win in assisting in the healing of the world. Because that's what's happening, everyone. Do you guys, have you guys recognized what's been going on in the past 3 years? All of the major cycles and seasons and shifts that is happening right now? Embrace the cosmic cycles. Embrace the seasonal cycles. Embrace the monthly cycles and the seasons and these cosmic weather storms that are happening right now for you to take full responsibility of your divine kingdomship inside of you. The jungle, the forest, the wood, the entire multiverse is inside of you, everyone. You're limitless. You're limitless. Open it up. I'm giving you the keys. You just got to unlock and step through. I'm just the messenger. Someone gave me the keys 20 years ago and I started unlocking doors and stepping through and I was like, fuck. Thank God I walked through this door. I was so scared shitless. Oh my God, but the payoff and reward is amazing. You're scared, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're annoyed. You're like, I can't do it, Justice, I can't. But it's the messenger that will motivate you and inspire you to do it. So just follow your heart. Follow your intuitive desires. Follow the next loving, rational, logical, intuitive step. What is your next step to get you where you want to be in the freedom that you deserve in your utopian life? The paradise that you want to create with your soulmate, with your children. The traveling, all of the most exotic locations that we can visit in this earth realm. You don't want to do this by yourself. You want to do it with a tribe. You want to do it with a soul family. You want to do it with a community that have similar personalities, similar goals, that can celebrate your wins, that can support you and hold you accountable when things start getting a little bit challenging. This is what you want. This is what you want. This is why I love network marketing so much. This is why I love community so much. This is why I love soul family so much. This is why I love being part of a tribe. Because I have people holding me accountable. I have people celebrating my wins. I have people encouraging me, motivating me, and inspiring me. And it's just a domino effect. As they do to me, I'm going to do to others. So please, don't run away from the gift of what I'm providing you right now in this light of communication. I love you all so very much. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your family and friends. Please share it in groups, social media platforms, download it, upload it, share it in Messenger. Give the people an opportunity to blossom. Our soul brothers and sisters are begging for people like you and I to speak up and not withhold the truth. Speak up. Embrace your throat chakra. Embrace your heart chakra. Dive deep in your own authentic, organic personality. The people are begging for people like you and I to speak up and speak with love and speak with hope and power and confidence that things can change. Things can get better. We can live more in peace, more play, more fun, more laughter, more singing, more dancing, more exploration, more adventure, more pleasure. So if you feel me, share it. I love you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll be connecting again soon. Bye-bye.